game, and we're gonna have the latest argument from all these violence videos that happened from Time Magazine a month ago, a bit later in this broadcast. Let's get to some news, because what this show is all about is getting to the news, 100% facts from the news, and 10% opinions. It's not 50-50, 50% opinions, 50% facts. We get to the facts first, and I state the opinions, my opinions. So let's start off with our first story here. So you guys understand here, we care about, almost about a month ago, there was a shooting that happened in Robstown. This was just a weekend ago. Someone that got swatted. And here's the idea behind swatting, is to get SWAT officers to surround a house while people don't know what's going on. A person named Cheyenne was enjoying a cup of coffee, and police surrounded her home, and she was in handcuffs. And later they found out it was a prank. Now, swatting is just a prank thing for like all streamers from like Twitch, DLive and stuff to just get people to prank people, like someone's like threatening someone and like all that stuff. Before we continue, I just want to say I wanted to do that. This swimming never happened until nobody was there. So moving on. So what does the police have to say? Well, CCPD says that making a false report is a felony that could put you up to prison for 2 years. And they also state that don't post your location or any personal info online, that even your phone number. So my opinion about this is we never had swatting like this in court in South Texas until now. You don't swat people. If you're trying to pull a prank on your friend because you want to think it's funny, it's not funny. The person's going to get arrested for the person that decided to do the prank is going to get arrested for filing that false police report. And he'll be serving either 2 years maximum sentence. I'm going to tell you something right now. If I swatted my mom, if I prank swatted my mom, she'd be sitting in jail. Find out who did this, and if she found it was me, I would have received that ass beating. And if I saw something happen in my neighborhood, I will kick in the damn door and unplug that machine. So if you guys want to sit here and think that it's funny, you stand up. You can stand up during the rest of this show, watching this topic. Because I'm putting it in on this. I'm putting an end to this crap. We have to stop this, otherwise people are going to get arrested, and then people are going to be like, "Where's my son? Oh, he's in jail. Why? Because he decided to swat. He decided to do some swatting on his friend." Oh, that's why? Okay, now I get it. We'll be right back. Our next topic is going to be all about a shooting in Corpus Christi that happened. That happened in Corpus. It involved an officer and a man holding the pipe. You don't want to miss this when we come back. Okay, so this is something you don't see every day. Cops involved in a shooting. Like, look at the case with the district attorney who got fired for for chokeholding on someone on Waldron Road. He got fired. And then look at this case from today. CCPD identified the officer who was involved in a shooting Tuesday morning that included a 22-year-old male armed with a pipe. William Hobbs was placed on administrative leave, pending on the investigation on Tuesday's shooting. So the penalty for this is 15 years in prison and a $10,000 fine, sometimes 20 or 12 years, or even the death penalty. So, as a matter of fact here, you have to do what the police says. If you don't follow the police instructions, you will be tasered or you will be shot by rubber bullets. Like I look at these cases like an officer shot the dog on video, and then it's something like this happened. I hear stories like this and it makes my blood boil. Officers killing pets because they're coming to attack them. I mean, like a dog. This officer tasered a dog, and then all because of a homeless man. I mean, you just don't do it when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, when you see something like this on the news, you gotta be able to state your opinions by yourself, not me. I'm all about 10% opinions. But the fact of the matter is, police officers are supposed to help people in situations like this. Like if someone robbed their house, we have to have the police help us out in desperate situations like this, right? We don't need people shooting people. We need tasers, but we don't need people causing a mass shooting. We don't need officers causing a mass shooting like this. So what has to happen here is that we just need to figure out a way to have officers help us so that we don't have something like this happen again. Like if someone robs a bank, then we expect police. We need police in schools. We need to have police everywhere we go. An officer on deck. Meaning a police officer on deck. Oh, jeez. When I hear stories like this of cops killing people, and I see people we need cops to protect us. I love the police. I love how they do their jobs. If they ask you for your ID, you show them the ID. If they ask you to put your hands behind your back, put your hands behind your back. Get your hands out of your pockets, etc. If you don't follow the cops' orders, you're going to be arrested for resisting arrest or theft. It's just the way it is. We need officers around when something bad happens. I mean, we don't need officers involved in shootings or killings. Period. I just don't feel like seeing someone. I just don't feel like seeing someone being killed by a police officer. And see people talking back to the officer of the law. It's just cowardly. Like putting your hands on a woman in anger. That's cowardly. You should never do that. Neither you should talk back to an officer of the law. Oh man, I feel a blood vessel. Alright. Later, Give Me a Break Time magazine exclusive into the argument against violent video games causing school shootings. But first, we come back here. A Keensville ISD hosted a meeting to discuss policies against bullying. Now there was a board hearing like earlier, sometime this weekend. We'll get to tell you what that is, about my opinion, next, in just a moment. On the education beat tonight, the problem that I find most I'm passionate about is bullying. It is one of the top things on my own zero tolerances for. Even Keansville hosted a meeting to discuss the policies. Discuss policies against bullying. The Keansville ISD Independent School District held a meeting Monday to discuss the power of bullying and how it's addressed. According to the code of conduct, it's addressed under time, under the mistreatment of others, which it said, quote, students shall not engage in bullying, cyberbullying, harassment, or making hit lists. It happened last week. A 13-year-old girl from Keansville committed suicide because of bullying. So what was the cause of that suicide? It was bullying. The school board members say that there needs to be more rules put in place so that this doesn't happen again. Of course. You want to make light rules against bullying? Well, if you make the little bitty rules of bullying, then you're just gonna let that happen again. I mean, I tell you this. I mean, bullying is a serious issue. Bullying and cyberbullying, harassment, it's been a thing. Like, we're all the same. Inside of us, we're all the same. No matter how we look like or what we look like, how popular we are or how unpopular we are, we're all the same. It's like, if you see a local chat room telling you to go hang yourself, you need to unplug as soon as possible. They tell you go hang yourself, someone calling you on the phone, I hope you done. That's it. We don't need to let this happen. If someone tells you, I hope you die, you hang up right away and ignore it. Because that is a virtual world out there. Out there is a virtual world. And I mean, we chat with people online, and the people we know about, like, make fun of us and say, hey, I hope you die. You just have to ignore it. Unplug means don't unplug your phone. Leave your phone on for your business. I mean, many people like asking, what, do I want to unplug my phone in my business? No, you don't. Don't want to unplug the iPad? No. Do I want to unplug Facebook? You need to sign out. You need to just ignore or unplug. Just do the two things, ignore or unplug. Because when you choose to say, if you want to stand up for what's right, you can just be a right fan. If you want to be a right fan, then you choose everything that goes along with it. If you choose to do cyberbullying, then you choose. If you choose to bully someone, then you choose the fate. Inside a bully, there is another person. A bully can make all the wrong choices, while the good side of you makes the right choice. And I know there's a right choice inside of a bully that says, please don't pick on that person, please don't tell him to kill himself. We don't need this out there. It's all over the news. 13-year-old commits suicide. 12-year-old man jumps off, 12-year-old young boy jumps off bridge because 13-year-old hangs himself, yada yada yada. It's all over the news. It's bullying and cyberbullying. Back in the day, the school board had nothing to do but suspend people. The school did nothing. Not even the superintendent. If the superintendent saw this happening, he would just take a stand to the school board and say, we need to create boundaries. We got to create rules for this bullying, for this issue here. Because if it continues, we're going to end up losing all students. That is the issue here. I am much passionate about this topic. I wanted to get into this anyway because most schools never deal with this topic. They just deal with like people and homework and stuff, and these shootings that happen. Like, that happen. But this is the thing. We have to make sure that this doesn't happen again, because if it happens again, then people are going to be all like, "Where's my kid?" And then the police call saying that he's in the hospital and he killed himself because of bullying. Someone told him to go kill himself. Who's to blame? The person who did this. There should be jail time. There should be community service. The person who did this at school should be served juvie. If there are minors, then they have to serve community service. Like 100 hours community service, 12 hours community service, whatever. We have to put a stop to this, and if we don't put a stop to this, more people are going to get hurt, killed, hanged, chained, or hit with a rock. We have to put a stop to this before more people get hurt. Because we care about our kids, their future, and the education. We're back in a moment with our next topic involving a Robstown high-speed chase, which involved 4 people. One of them was involved in the shooting. The other 3 were arrested. All 4 were arrested. We'll talk about that next. Let's go back to the shooting that happened in Robstown. How did it happen? One person that was involved in the shooting. 3 people were in the car. This happened over a month ago. 1 month ago, Robstown police arrested 4 people in the high-speed chase because of what happened. It lasted for 30 minutes. 1 person was involved. Here's what we know so far. 4 people were arrested in Robstown. But it all started when an officer spotted someone riding a white Kia. It was 21-year-old named Isaac Zayas. He was wanted in connection with the shooting that happened on July 20th, which is almost 2 months ago. All 4 men, including, were all arrested for evading the arrest. These are the 4 people. Joe Mercado, 19-year-old Eric Salazar, for evading the arrest. I mean, these were all 4 people. No, the 3 weren't involved. One person is Zayas was the one involved in the shooting. What's the cause of this? Violent video games. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll get to that a bit later. But seriously, the thing is, we see stuff like this in the news and we thought, what could be the cause of this? Someone, maybe you don't like the person, maybe someone playing violent video games. That's the cause of it, and that's actually the biggest cause ever of this. I've actually got to hand it over to the police for doing a great job for this. The case is sealed. Maybe it could go to trial, and the person who did this could serve a life sentence or community service. Excuse me. But justice is finally served here. And maybe we cannot think about all this shooting here. As a matter of fact, we don't need any more mass shootings like this to cause any more arguments like violent video games that cause this and that. We don't need any more crap like this. Alright, next, going back to the educational topic involving a CC ISD elementary school that got rid of homework. We're going to explain to you why that is when we come back. Back on the education topic. So you're saying the kids have homework. Back in the day, like, you come home from school, you ask the parent, you ask your kids, do you have any homework? You say yes, and then you got almost 100 page, like 600 pounds of paper filled with homework, the size of a textbook. 6 pounds of paper mean like a big textbook. I don't mean paper doesn't weigh anything, but this is what happened at CCISD Elementary School. The principal said, says in hopes that without homework, families will have more time to bond and focus on life outside the classroom. But there's a catch here. Teachers have sent home websites and papers for parents to make learning fun without worrying about the 13 pages of homework. So I gotta say here that I appreciate what she's doing here. What this principal's doing. I appreciate everything that's done here. I mean, we just have to make sure that everyone gets the education that they need and not coming home like mountains of paper happening. I mean, when I was a kid, I came home with homework. I had to do it. If you didn't get your homework done, then you would get a failing grade. If you didn't do your homework assigned, then you would actually get a failing grade for not doing the homework. Period here. And I'm glad that this principal had the nerve to put a catch into it. That's what happened when we were kids. We had to do homework, but all homework turning in and you get a good grade. That's how it happened. Alright, enough of the education time, enough of these shootings. Next year, Give Me a Break Time Magazine exclusive into the debate into the argument whether violence in video games causes shootings, mass shootings. We'll look into this argument from Time Magazine when we come back. It's one thing to know, when we look at these mass shootings, we blame video games for it. And that's why, when the shooting happened, President Trump said he wanted to get rid of all the banned video games. So let's take a look. So, here's a listen. And in that time, Walmart has banned the sales of violent video games. If you look at the chart, the video game revenue, Japan is $150,000. we're like in the 120,000 zone and 5 gun deaths in 2017 per 100 people. And now this article from like Walmart happened. Walmart pulls violent video game displays from its stores, but it will sell guns. That's odd. My Walmart still sells the violent video games, but it will not sell guns. But this Walmart reverse psychologies it. And I'm sitting there going, that's reverse psychology right there. That should not have happened. Let's go back to this magazine, to this. In a 2016 study from the Journal of Youth and Abstinence, family social variables are one in 655 million Americans enjoy video games. Billions of people play video games worldwide. The Electronic Software Association, or the ESA. So I'm glad that so Trump's like reducing the amount of video games. Walmart won't even sell them, but they sell guns. My store doesn't even sell guns. They still sell the violent video games because they don't support, the other Walmart doesn't support the shootings. I'm going to say this to you again. Violent video games causes aggression and violent tendencies. Again, violent video games causes aggression and violent tendencies. It doesn't cause people to go get a chainsaw and break their parents. It doesn't cause people to make threats. It doesn't cause people to do stuff like that. It only causes aggression. People under 12 years old are like playing, under the age of 18, are playing Grand Theft Auto. One of the boxes says rated M. But they're pretending to be minors. Stop selling games to minors and you won't even have people like that happen. Show ID. If they have an under 21 ID, that won't even help. You have to be at the exact age of 21. The under 21 ID won't even help. You have to be exactly at the age of 18. If you're over 18, that's okay, but as long as you don't cause violence. And I think about months ago we looked at some video games that had some violent tendencies in them. Violence in them, like... And I say to you, the recommended games are E to E10. E for all ages, E10 for 10 years old. T for teens, 13 and up. M game, 18 and up. Strong language. Parents have to understand this. We have to address parents' situation. If not, then we don't know what's going to happen for our future child. Alright, that's all for this Friday night. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys Monday. I'm sorry I didn't plan on doing outside the studio, but I will do it in the future. I promise you. Thank you for joining us. Courage. Good night. Have a good weekend.